Vintage Story is an amazing game. There's so much to do and see. Exploring, farming, hunting, and of course, building. One of the many things that separates it from the other block game is micro-block chiseling. Did you know you can chisel blocks in Vintage Story? You can, and it's amazing. Let's do some chiseling in Vintage Story. Hi, it's Drax. This is the part at the beginning of the video that everyone skips. For those of you that didn't jump forward, enjoy watching and listening. Might you consider supporting me further by visiting my Ko-fi or clicking on the join button on this video? Alright, that's it. Back to the video. I'm not the authority on all things chisel related in Vintage Story, but I want to show you how to get started with the chisel. First off, what is this micro chiseling you speak of, Drax? Vintage Story allows you to manipulate blocks in the game with a chisel. While micro-block chiseling doesn't serve a survival purpose in the game, it allows you to be creative and, well, it's just damn fun. I played Vintage Story a long time before I even knew you could chisel away at blocks. Don't make my mistake. Get the chisel and start chiseling. What will you need to start your chiseling masterwork? First, you'll need to be in at least the Copper Age. Yep, the chisel's made from metal. It has many uses in the game other than micro-chiseling blocks. Most of those uses are for crafting other items. So you might have stumbled into making a chisel if you were crafting a fruit press or building a windmill. There are many flavors of chisel, starting with copper all the way up to fancy steel. With the chisel, you'll need a hammer because your chisel needs a friend. As you can see here, the better the material you use to build your chisel, the more durability it will have. It is in your best interest if you plan on doing a lot of chiseling to craft the best chisel you can. Once you get started chiseling, you're going to go through that durability pretty quick. You have your chisel and your hammer. Now what? Well, let's do some micro chiseling. I've set up an area with some test blocks so I can show you how it works. Your hammer needs to go in your offhand, and the chisel is highlighted in your toolbar. Aim at the block, right-click, and press the F key. This will access the tool mode. Very similar to the napping interface, here you can see all of your options. Let's go through it. The first four choices are size of the chisel, starting with 1 by 1 all the way up to 8 by 8. And then we have rotate, flip, and set name. Finally, there's a spot to add extra materials. More on that in a second. Okay, let's get to chiseling. I've selected 4 by 4 for the size. I will left click and remove that first layer. And then I'm going to switch to the 2 by 2 to add a little bit of detail. Remember, if you make a mistake, you can right-click to add back the block. Thank God for the right-click to add back. There's no rotating or flipping for this first one, but we will name the block. Press F, and then select the name, and right-click. Let's see here, Drax Block 1. Now when you hover over the block, you'll see the name of the block at the top of the screen. Oh, I love it! The real standout in this process is the ability to add other blocks to the block you're working on. I have a nice window here. I'd like to add a wooden windowsill. I'll highlight the chisel, aim it at the block, and remove the top layer. And now I'll press F and move the piece of wood from my toolbar to the plus symbol. If I've done it right, you should see I have 2 blocks shown. The original slate rock, and now a wood plank. To add the wood into the chisel block, select the wood plank, and right-click to add. You'll need to do this for each of the blocks once. That's a good-looking windowsill, Drax. You are not limited to just 2 blocks. You can add more for more variety and artistic expression. Here you can see I've added a couple of different colored blocks and added some accents to the blocks we chiseled at the start. So cool. As for rotating or flipping the block, I don't use these a bunch, but as you can see here, you can rotate the block or flip it with ease as needed. I wanted to mention this for you combat seekers out there. The chisel does not have an attack power rating like the other tools. However, it does do damage. It looks like it does 1 or 2 HP worth of damage, so not great, but it doesn't take any durability loss when used in combat, so it's a forever weapon. I've done a bit of chiseling here and there, nothing too fancy, mostly just adding something nice to an existing building. I sure do love this part of the game, and I find myself thinking about how I can use chiseling in everything I'm building. Everyone else I know who plays Vintage Story is like a master chiseler though. My friend Ape chiseled this bear and gifted it to me on our community server. It's amazing. Okay, there it is. Micro block chiseling in vintage story. Have a chisel tip for me? Share in the comments below. Also, I'd love to see your chiseling creations. I'll provide a link to my Discord in the comments. If you want, you can share a pic there as well. As always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.